Chris Lang is a man who despises the Obama administration and specifically despises the Affordable Care Act. In fact, he is willing to deal with a tax fine at the end of the year in order to avoid signing up for the Affordable Care Act. Now, it's all very strange considering the fact that this man does not have a lot of money and is dealing with some pretty severe health issues. He is a diabetic who is now dealing with literally bleeding eyes and needs to have a surgery to make sure that he doesn't go blind. He doesn't have the money to pay for his surgeries, so what he did is he created a crowdfunding page where people can donate so he can go ahead and have his surgery and do his own thing. Now, according to Raw Story, the 49-year-old Lang, a self-employed handyman and Republican, suffered a series of mini strokes that left him with bleeding in his eyes and a partially, I should say, detached retina caused by diabetes, and he will likely go blind without surgery, which he cannot afford. Lang has actually raised more than $7,000 in one day after his story went viral Tuesday. So I love this story because a huge group of people who have donated to him happen to be progressives who don't agree with his political affiliation or his stances at all. And I'm going to give you some of the comments that they left on his page. What do you think, Cenk?
Okay, it's hard to be sympathetic towards this guy, yet liberals have done so, and we'll explain why they donated to him. But let me tell you why I say that. One, he's been dead set against Obamacare all along. Totally wrong on that, like, oh man, yeah, it doesn't help people. And now he's running to Obamacare saying, please, please, please help me. It's easy to be against Obamacare when you don't need it. Mm-hmm. When other people need it, you wanted to deny it. Now that when you need it, all of a sudden, oh, please, oh, why? And their main complaint now is that it's not giving them the health care that they wanted because they didn't sign up earlier. Mm-hmm. But that's the whole point, is that you're supposed to sign up and pay into the system and not cheat and then just say, oh, I didn't pay all those years, but now that I'm sick, I want it. Right. His wife says, my husband should be at the front of the line because he doesn't work and because he has medical issues. We call it the Not Fair Health Care Act. No, I mean, but it's amazing. You're describing entitlement, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what they charge liberals with. This sense of entitlement, like, wait, why aren't I at the front of the line? Yeah. And I'm not even working. Isn't that the charge you make against liberals in the first place? And to be fair to him, by the way, he's not working because he can't see. And like he's really sick. It's not that he can't. He's not blind yet, but he's got the bleeding from the eyes. He's really sick. That's why he hasn't been able to work since December. But we're the guys who wanted to help you all along. We knew that a situation like this could come up. That's why we needed the Affordable Care Act, so that you would be covered if something like this. Finally, on why it's hard to support the guy. He never had insurance, and he was proud that he paid for his medical bills. But dude, the problem isn't paying for your checkup. Yes, we can pay for that too. It's nothing to be proud of. The point of having insurance is if you have diabetes and you start bleeding from the eyes. That's why we have insurance. So in a sense, you were cheating the system all throughout. And now that the chickens have come home to roost, you're saying, oh, why aren't I getting Obamacare?
I think that this is a perfect example of what's wrong in American society when it comes to misinformation. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. We've talked about it previously. People are so misinformed and they buy into the propaganda that they see on Fox News or whatever conservative news source that they rely on. And so they end up voting for things that are against their own interests. The Affordable Care Act is not here to control you. The Affordable Care Act was a massive handout to the private companies that you're so supportive of, right? It's not this crazy progressive idea where we have universal health care, which, by the way, I think we should have, okay? It's actually a huge compromise that I wouldn't even call it a compromise. It's exactly what Republicans would want. But since it's Obama that proposed it, of course Republicans have to be against it. It was something that Mitt Romney used in Massachusetts. So I don't even know why conservatives are against it. It drives me insane.
So one final aspect of of what Anna's talking about there. There is no private insurance that would have allowed you to do the scam you were doing. It's not like private insurance. Forget Obamacare. Let's say it didn't pass. We're under the old system, right? Private insurance wouldn't let you not pay, not pay, not pay, and then you get sick and you turn to private insurance and go, okay, now give me the money. They'd be like, yeah, that's not how it works.
Exactly.
And we didn't get rid of the private insurance system. We have the same private insurance system. It's just the Affordable Care Act makes it a little bit more affordable if you're under certain circumstances. That's why we told you to join.
Exactly.
Right? Now, having said all of this, do I agree with the liberals who are helping him anyway? Of course I do.
I love that they're helping him. And look, they're helping him, but they want to speak their minds as well. And some people might think that this is a little, I don't know if elitist is the right word or whatever.
A little schadenfreude, you know, like a little ha-ha while they give him the money.
Right, and I can understand that criticism, but nonetheless, I can totally see myself trying to make a political point while I do my best to help him out as well. So let me give you some examples of the comments left on the crowdfunding page. One person says, I'm a progressive and a liberal. I get my health insurance from a private provider through healthcare.gov. I used the Affordable Care Act because I have my own business. Turn off Fox News, turn off Rush Limbaugh, stop voting against your own best interests. Stop voting Republican. Here's $5 to help you out. Good luck. Another person writes, you tried to float by without paying for insurance for years despite having diabetes, which you knew would blow up on you. Then your party dicked you over by not expanding Medicaid, and you still blame Obama? You are laughably ignorant. Get educated and get well. I wouldn't wish blindness on anybody. Thank the liberals also who are saving your eyesight. And then my personal favorite comment is this. I want to donate enough to really help you out, but I can't figure out how to get GoFundMe to accept bootstraps.
Now, look, as they're giving the money, they're kind of slapping them in the face with it.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like that, per
Except
se.
that you kind of do.
Except I kind of love it.
So now, look, the guy's got a serious, serious condition. It's incumbent upon us to help our fellow man. That's what being a liberal and that's what being a progressive is all about. So no matter how wrong he was, no matter the fact that he didn't play by the rules and he didn't chip in the money that he should have in order to get the insurance like we all did, you still help the guy because he's bleeding from the eyes, right?
Yes, of course.
And he's got diabetes. God, he had diabetes and he still didn't get insurance. It's so irresponsible.
By the way, he utilized all the money in his savings account. The whole point of having insurance is so you don't have to do that. That's your nest egg. That's the money that you're supposed to rely on for retirement or whatever it is. You're not supposed to completely deplete your savings account because you get sick. And here's the thing. We're all going to get sick at some point. We're all going to get old. We're all going to have to deal with medical costs. And so we need a safety net in place. The fact that he voted against that safety net is ridiculous.
By the way, you know how conservatives always say, oh, well, just get help from charities. That's okay. You don't need the government. So he sought help from charities. And they said no. The charities did not help him. Some of them said you're too young. Some of them said you're too old. And they refused to help him. So that's why we have stuff like insurance and government, because you can't just beg when you're in trouble. We need to have a safety net that takes care of all of us to some degree in a limited, sensible way.
Exactly.
Final irony, his job was to help banks maintain foreclosed properties. But since he's gone through all of his savings, now he's in jeopardy of having his house foreclosed.
I feel terrible for him.
But that's why we said do the Affordable Care Act. It's not to rub it in. It's so that the next guy in your position isn't as hurt as you are today, right? That's how we all help each other out to get to a better place.